Chapter 8, Cameron, Boxer. I might have done too good a job selling my parents on the Positive Action Group, because now they hardly ever shut up about it. How come you never talk about how it's going? My mother nagged. We need details. My mom was breaking her arm patting herself on the back. She considered all this to be the result of tough love. She threatened to ban me from my lifestyle, and I'd responded by becoming a student leader. It was probably the only time in her career as a mom where her strategic parenting had actually paid off. It's funny, my sister, Melody put in. Considering the Positive Action Group is such a big deal, nobody really knows about it. I haven't seen any notices or posters. There isn't even a sign up sheet. I glared at her. There is a sign up sheet. Where? She challenged. In the furnace room? On the website, I gritted between clenched teeth. You have to join online. That part wasn't even a lie. Mr. Fanny Pack had insisted that there had to be a way for new members to come aboard. Luckily, Pavel had created a form where as soon as you hit submit, you were redirected to a site based in Honduras where you could buy a square foot of the rainforest to protect it from developers. No matter how many times you went back, you still ended up in Honduras. It was pretty ill. Well, that makes sense, my dad concluded. Everything's online these days. We have a website for the store. More and more people are doing their furniture shopping by computer. He didn't look happy about it. A few online orders could never make up for all the customers lost to the new mall. Even the free matching love seat promotion had been a bust. If I won Rule the World, I'd give the prize money to my parents to help with expenses until things improved. If things ever improved. Melody wouldn't let it go. She smelled a rat. So, who are some of your members? She asked, the picture of wide-eyed innocence. Oh, you know, a bunch of people. Like who? She persisted. I threw it back in her face. Freeland McBean, for one. She looked impressed. String? Really? He practically begged me to let him join. Football stars like helping people too, you know. Her eyes narrowed. The word around school is he's kicked off the team for not keeping his grades up. I offered some big brotherly advice. You can't believe everything you hear in middle school, Melody. How come my sixth grade sister was more tuned into what was going on around school than I was after more than 2 years there? Wait, scratch that question. I already knew the answer. It was because she cared. She didn't back down. I still don't see how String found out about the PAG in the first place when it's such a deep, dark secret. Maybe he heard from our faculty advisor, I retorted. That's right, smart Alec. We have one, and you'll never guess who it is. Mr. Fan. My mind went blank. You know, the guidance counselor. That's enough, my mother said tiredly. She turned to Melody. Your brother is finally involved in something worthwhile. Best of all, it has nothing to do with video games. The real question you should be asking yourself is why you aren't a member of the PAG. Because I can't afford $60 for a square foot of rainforest, Melody shot back. She got in trouble for that. Mom thought she was sassing her. But it made me uneasy. That meant Melody had been on the web page nosing around. And she could be like a bloodhound, especially when the target was me. I called Pavel as soon as I got to my room. My sister's on to us. We're going to have to do something about the online sign-up sheet. He was amazed. You want me to make it real? Of course not. Just get it out of Honduras. If people end up at a different site every time they try to use it, maybe they'll think their computer's buggy. He whistled. And you thought your Melody problems were over when she started hanging out with that Katrina kid, leaving you the basement to yourself. I sighed. My Melody problems started the day they brought her home from the hospital. She barfed on my leap pad, and she's been a pain ever since. Now Mom wants her to join the PAG. Like that could ever happen. There was silence on the line for a moment, followed by Pavel's voice, nervous now. What if it could happen? Come on, man. You know better than anybody that there's no such thing as the PAG. Maybe, he replied slowly, but String McBean thinks he's a member, and what String thinks carries a lot of weight at our school. I didn't like the sound of that. If Chuck had been the one worried, I wouldn't have given it another thought. Chuck freaked out over report cards? Batman? talking to girls, and hurricanes forming off the coast of Africa. But this was Pavel. Pavel was smart. If he was worried, maybe there was something to be worried about.